Hello, I'm Jonasz Rewiński and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. And we begin, as always, with a battlefield update. Overnight, a Russian drone struck a multi-story building in Kharkiv, injuring at least 7. Emergency services and volunteers are currently working at the scene after a fire broke out at an industrial building in the city. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces launched several aerial strikes on Moscow and the region again this week. Kremlin officials reported that Russian air defenses repelled an attack by 4 drones flying towards Moscow. Debris had fallen on a construction site and a residential building still under construction, according to the Moscow regional governor. He added that there were no casualties. Ukraine's drone attack on Moscow on the 11th of March was the largest drone attack on the Russian capital since the beginning of the war. Further to the south, in the Russian town of Tuapse, a large fire broke out at an oil refinery following an alleged attack by Ukraine. Over 100 fire department officials worked to extinguish the blaze that engulfed the gasoline storage tank. No casualties were reported so far. Now, on the front line, in the Kursk region, Russian troops have occupied Sudzha and are simultaneously trying to reach Basovka in the Sumy region. The chief of the Russian Armed Forces General Staff, Valery Gerasimov, reported to Putin, who arrived in the Kursk region on the 12th of March, that the Ukrainian forces grouping was isolated. Its systemic destruction was underway, and a security zone was already being created in some areas of the Sumy region. Earlier on, Russian officials reported a successful attack and encirclement of Ukrainian forces in an operation to approach Kiev's forces through gas pipelines near Sudzha, but some Russian military experts have now recognized the failure of the plan and are searching for those to blame for the fact that the potential pocket was not captured. The Ukrainian commander-in-chief, Oleksandr Syrsky, wrote the previous day that the Ukrainian forces are still defending their positions in the Kursk region and would do so as long as it is expedient and necessary. He also stated that in difficult situations, his priority was and remains the preservation of Ukrainian soldiers' lives. The Ukrainian military has increased the zone of control west of Pokrovsk in the Pokrovsk section. Ukrainian military experts know that the Ukrainian armed forces managed to slightly squeeze the Russian armed forces units in the southern part of Udachne, west of Pokrovsk. In addition, Ukrainian forces have increased pressure on Pestchane. In the southern Donetsk direction, there is counter-fighting north of Velika Novosilka. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone from the 79th Air Assault Brigade recorded a Russian artillery strike on Ukrainian positions in a village, likely carried out using a TOS-1A Solntsepiok thermobaric rocket launchers. Now, the attack, which took place in Konstantinopil, Donetsk region, involved highly destructive incendiary munitions designed to create intense blast waves and extreme heat. Despite the heavy bombardment, Ukrainian forces remain resilient and continue to hold their positions. The footage underscores the brutal nature of modern warfare while highlighting Ukraine's ability to monitor and document enemy actions in real time. By the way, the use of thermobaric munitions against civilian targets constitutes a war crime and has also been well documented throughout this conflict. Now, moving on to the next story. Unique first-person footage from the Spartan Brigade captures a close-quarters assault on Russian positions in the Pokrovsk sector. Ukrainian infantry executed a successful offensive, seizing enemy fortifications after an intense firefight. The battleground, a wooded area now littered with Russian casualties, demonstrates Ukraine's relentless push to reclaim its land. Despite the dangers, Spartan's fighters carried out their mission with precision and determination, proving that victory may be achieved even despite the high cost that it often entails.
Майже. Бачу тебе.
The 34th Coastal Defense Brigade, established in the Kherson region, has been actively engaged in defending Ukraine's southern regions. In recent operations, the brigade's artillery units have effectively targeted and destroyed enemy positions in the Kherson region, demonstrating their strategic importance in coastal defense. Their actions have significantly disrupted enemy operations, contributing to the stabilization of the front lines in this area. And now we're moving on to a video you might have already seen making the rounds on social media. It does have an element of comedy, although obviously when talking about casualties, the word comedy might not be appropriate. Nevertheless, it is actually a showcase of what unexpected things can happen on the front line. Let's take a look at that, because this is really interesting for a number of reasons. Now, reason number one, obviously, is what happened to the unfortunate Russian who happened to be inside the concrete silo, or whatever the structure was, that was hit by a Ukrainian drone. Now, another reason why this is rather interesting is that some of the commentators are suspecting this structure was actually used as a storage facility for ammunition, possibly even for the aforementioned Solntsepiok launcher, which would mean thermobaric munitions exploding on contact with the drone and leading to the unfortunate Russian making this last stand, so to say. Or should we perhaps refer to this as a Gagarin cosplay? Well, as we said, the guy was really unfortunate to be there, and if he actually had any sense, he wouldn't have followed Vladimir Putin to the front line. Nevertheless, this is what happened. Let's take a look. And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.